I know that is a lot of information, so I hope you're not feeling too overwhelmed. So, let's quickly recap what we covered. We discussed the contents of an acquisition-ready requirements package. To get the ball rolling for a new contract, the user or requiring activity will have to deliver certain documents to the contracting office, such as, but not limited to, a purchase request, a requirements justification, an independent government estimate, a statement of work or performance work statement, a contracting officer representative nomination letter for services, a quality assurance surveillance plan for services, and an acquisition plan when required. If the requirements package is incomplete at any point, it should be returned to the organization that bears the responsibility to make it clear and complete. We discussed the process for the requirements documents to be approved. Then, we talked about those parts of the requirement package that are specifically for performance-based acquisitions. We discussed the concept of performance-based acquisitions and how it's simply a system of several documents that communicate the government's requirement in terms of measurable outcomes and not a series of how-tos. To help ensure that we coordinate, review, and approve accurate requirements documents, we used a 4-step process. Step 1 was breaking down the requirement, performance objective by performance objective, using a work breakdown structure. Step 2 was inserting those performance objectives into a performance requirement summary. We removed some performance objectives and we added some others. And we did this until we had only the most essential performance objectives of the requirement. Then, in Step 3, we worked on the most challenging and time-consuming part of the requirements definition process, which is composing the performance work statement. To draft our PWS, the first thing we did was, we incorporated the work breakdown structure into assigned sections within the PWS. Then, we took the performance standards from the performance requirement summary and added those sentences into our PWS. From there, we elaborated section by section and sentence by sentence using the 6W process until we clearly and specifically explained what we expect the contractor to deliver us. In Step 4, which is coordinating, reviewing, and approving the quality assurance surveillance plan, we plugged the performance requirements summary directly into the QASP and then added section by section until we had the framework for our QASP. It will be up to you to add and elaborate on these documents until you believe they accurately describe what the government needs from performance of the requirement. Ultimately, what we want you to take away from this training is that coordinating, reviewing, and approving accurate requirements documents follows a logical process, and although it's difficult, it's entirely possible with some concentrated effort. The more focus we put into accurately defining the requirement at the beginning of the acquisition process, the more time we can save answering vendor questions, making document revisions, and accomplishing amendments and modifications.